To reform a 19-year-old delinquent. The man locked him in the basement for several months. John was chained like a dog. No matter how hard he struggled, he could not break free. If John was willing to follow the lessons, the man would lengthen the chain, giving him more space to move. But if he resisted, the only thing waiting for him was a brutal beating. Because in the man's eyes, John was a completely bad kid. He bullied the weak and caused trouble every day. One day John had just finished attending a party, when he was targeted by a strange family. When John woke up again, he found himself locked in a dark basement. A heavy chain was tied around his neck. Before John could figure out what was happening, a man walked in. He brought John a dinner. The man calmly told John he only wanted him to learn to be a good person, and would not hurt him. But John did not believe him at all. He angrily knocked the food over. Then he quickly stood up and tried to attack the man, but the chain restricted his movement. John could not get close to the man. The man stood in the distance watching coldly. Then he touched a stun baton to the chain. A strong electric shock instantly knocked John to the ground. After returning upstairs, his wife Ellie asked about the progress. The man calmly said it still needed some time. The next day the man brought in a television. He started playing videos John had posted online. In the video, John was speeding through the streets in a stolen car. He even deliberately crashed into a roadside pole, but seeing his own crimes, John proudly said the video had such a high number of views. Seeing that he showed no regret, the man instantly became serious. He told John that driving without the owner's permission was not only foolish but extremely dangerous. Then the man played a traffic safety education video he filmed with his son, trying to make John understand his mistakes, but this lecture had no effect. After the man left, John immediately began looking for a chance to escape. He jumped around the basement like a monkey, desperately trying to break free from the lock, but he accidentally kicked over the chamber pot. Urine instantly splashed all over him. The next morning the man confidently believed the lesson from yesterday had worked, so he took Ellie downstairs to check. But as soon as Ellie entered the basement, John threw his wet pants right at her face.
Catherine, go upstairs, please. Princess, go upstairs.
After calming John down, the man immediately went upstairs to apologize to Ellie. He prepared a bath for his wife. Then he carried a toolbox back into the basement. The man said he did not like John insulting his wife, so John had to apologize to Ellie. But John was still arrogant. He kept verbally attacking the man.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking rip off your skull. I'm gonna fucking rip off your wife's skull.
The man was finally completely enraged.
We hate every single... Ow!
After everything was over, John finally realized he could not escape this cage. In front of the couple he was powerless. In order to survive, John began to behave obediently. He took the initiative to apologize to Ellie. Seeing John behave so obediently, the man felt his education was working. He brought the television again. Watching the man's behavior, John felt very impatient. At that moment Ellie suddenly brought a box of glasses. She noticed John always squinted when looking at things, so she guessed he might be nearsighted. John tried on the glasses. For the first time the world became clear. At that moment his hostility disappeared. Instead he was touched by Ellie's kindness. He quietly said thank you. Seeing John cooperate with his wife, the man was very happy. They sat together watching the educational channel on TV. For the first time the basement atmosphere felt harmonious. John could not help asking the man whether life was too boring, that he locked him here to torture him, but the man did not answer. He played John's past videos again. In the video, John and several friends surrounded a little boy on the street. They grabbed the boy's phone, then smashed it hard on the ground. Looking at the boy's terrified face, John laughed happily at the time. But when he saw it again, John suddenly realized he had once bullied the weak just like this. He fell silent and became even more obedient. Seeing his change, the man looked very satisfied. To test whether John had truly changed, the man replaced the plastic utensils with metal ones. Several days passed, and John hid none of them. He seemed to have truly given up escaping. The man was finally relieved, so he decided to give him a surprise. On John's birthday, they prepared a birthday cake for him. After the celebration, the man smiled and said another gift was waiting. When John woke up again, he found himself lying on a vast grassland. The surprise turned out to be a camping trip. John seemed to slowly blend into the family. Although a chain was still around his neck, it did not stop him from enjoying the trip. After camping, John obediently let Ellie cover his nose and mouth. But when he woke up again, he found himself lying in a strange room. The family now allowed him to move inside the house, but this did not mean true freedom. A chain was still hanging around John's neck. There were multiple code locks along the rail. He could only enter different areas with permission. Ellie and the man seemed to use their own method to make John understand one thing. There is never absolute freedom in this world. Only by following rules can people live freely and live with dignity. And John, who lacked love since childhood, finally felt warmth and respect in this family for the first time.